Agent just shared the scoop on Diddy and Jay Z's connection to Suge Knight, and what you're about to see is bound to leave you reeling in shock. The world was literally reeling in shock, and Lord knows, I was seething in frustration when the cops turned two of Diddy's homes inside out and came up with proof of nothing. At that point, I was basically wondering if Diddy was as innocent as he claimed to be, or at least I was, until footage got leaked showing Diddy whooping Cassie and dragging her around like his dirty laundry. No human should ever have to go through that. Frustratingly enough, the cops haven't released an arrest warrant and Diddy continues to roam around the streets like a free man. If anything, this agent's revelations just reestablished the fact that Diddy's days of committing the most absurd atrocities go way back and are even more wilder than we thought. Suge Knight had everyone fooled when he kept throwing shade at Diddy while suggesting that no one who wants to have a producer breathing down their neck should go to Diddy's record label, but it turns out that the whole thing was a ruse. Let's take a trip back in time for a little bit. It all dates back to the 90s. The hip-hop industry was a battlefield at the time, and the East Coast desperately needed to prove that they were way better than the other record labels on the West Coast, and that's where Diddy came in. Diddy started Bad Boy Entertainment with top-notch artists like Notorious B.I.G., Craig Mack, and The Lox. His artists were everywhere at once, taking the industry by storm. Diddy had so many talents at Bad Boy Entertainment, and while he could have focused on growing his artists, he decided to strike the enemy's camp, and guess what he did next? He slowly, but rather steadily started pulling artists out of Diddy's record label. But he wasn't just going for small fry. Rumor has it that he even tried to get Tupac to join his record label while using his relationship with Biggie as leverage, but Tupac wasn't getting none of that. His sixth sense kept telling him that Diddy was up to no good. And let's be honest, he hit the nail on the head. The streets went wild in fury after Diddy's name came out while investigations on Tupac's death were ongoing. Keith, who was originally accused of killing Tupac, recently told police that Diddy paid $1 million to another gangster, Eric Von Martin, to kill Tupac. According to Keith's account in court records, Diddy reached out to him after Tupac was killed to confirm if they were the ones who got the job done or another rival group. Now, you're probably wondering why a gangster would be caught dead spilling his guts to the cops. Apparently, Keith was just trying to look out for himself, so he leaked the information to the cops while hoping they would keep his identity anonymous and also give him an easy way out in case things worked out for the worst. But he had no idea that his plan had backfired and he might just be making a trip to jail soon. But what's even more interesting about the whole situation was how Diddy was also accused of ordering the hit on Biggie. It's pretty easy to see why he would want Tupac dead, although it was somewhat unexpected considering how Will Smith had once dropped the bomb on how shocked he was to see Tupac and Diddy holding hands like two lovers at a bar. Nevertheless, Tupac was the pawn that never played his role. He was supposed to play right into Diddy's hands, but instead, he chose to stick to Suge Knight's side like glue. Diddy's guys could drop as many hits as they wanted, but they would never make as much ripples as Tupac, so he dropped them. But why Biggie? Apparently, Biggie wasn't in on Tupac's murder, and he was finally starting to see the error of his ways after he learned the truth. Biggie decided to come clean to Faith Evans, his wife, the same person whom Tupac claimed to have slept with in his hit single, Hit 'Em Up. Diddy eventually started making moves on Biggie in the usual Diddy fashion. You know, feeding him drugs and trying to assault him when he was down, but Biggie managed to get away. After a while, Biggie decided to commit the worst crime possible in Diddy's black book. He decided to run for his life, but that wasn't his actual sin. What hurt Diddy the most was how he was also trying to help other big artists leave with their masters. Diddy was furious and supposedly had him killed. One of Diddy's former bodyguards later confessed to the fact that it was common knowledge among the artists of Bad Boy Entertainment. He also revealed that Diddy had offered him $30,000 to take Biggie out.
$30,000 to perform a hit on Biggie Smalls. March 1st of 1997, I was approached by Diddy to perform a hit on one of his artists.
Back in the 1990s, everyone thought Diddy had started a fight he couldn't end. but it turns out that he wasn't nearly as defensive as people thought he was. Although Suge made his ties to gangs and hardened criminals a public thing, Diddy was always careful not to let his dark side show. Have you ever wondered how he possibly brought down Death Row Records with the help of no one if he wasn't connected to any gangs? You would think someone would have paid him back or did him dirty a long time ago, considering how he's the same guy who was rumored to have something to do with Tupac's death for a long while now. But maybe we'll finally learn the truth about what went down after Keith D goes to trial. Just recently, Keith D claimed that he would share more details about Diddy's relationship with Suge Knight and how they both worked together behind closed doors. More importantly, Diddy is said to be getting closer to Suge now that he is being charged with a crime. He thinks that something is wrong and that they may have something on him. Some things were taken out, but we didn't see what they took. They came out with bags and boxes full of things. He knows he's getting a full picture of what's happening. He was talking about doing it himself even back then after being fired from Uptown Records. He looked worried with that same look on his face. He now knows that he will need safety in jail, and the Crips are the best group to give it to him. Suge knows that Diddy is in a tough spot right now. When he spoke from jail, he promised Diddy that he would take care of him. This comes right after he admitted to setting Tupac up in jail. Now, we don't know exactly how true this is, considering how he's yet to make an official statement about the new allegations, but one thing is for sure, Suge Knight and Diddy were involved in Tupac's death in one way or the other. And if you ask me, I'll say Suge did it because he was worried about Tupac starting his own record label and burying his artists under the chart for good. It always seemed like there was nothing but bad blood between Suge and Diddy, but Suge finally decided to drop the act after he first learned of what was going on with Diddy, his friend in disguise, while he was in jail. Knight is in jail for 28 years for voluntary manslaughter in a hit-and-run accident that happened in 2015. He shared his thoughts with TMZ, who were busy working on a documentary called The Downfall of Diddy. Before Knight's segment, Harvey Levin, the executive director of TMZ, was shocked at how Suge Knight expressed sympathy for Diddy when he expected that he would be loving all the claims against Diddy. The former Death Row boss said, "My first reaction is not the reaction I thought I would have when it came to Puffy. You know what I mean? I thought it'd be a reaction like he got what he got coming because everybody knows what's been going on." My reaction was actually different because I felt like, damn. The first thing that came to my mind was, he has his sons, he has his daughters. My reaction at first was about the kids, and the thing is, I feel it's a bad day for hip-hop. It's a bad day for the culture because it makes all of us look bad. What do you think about Suge's decision to support Diddy? Is there a deal going on under the covers? Or is there something totally different that we're missing out on? Let us know in the comment section down below, and make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more engaging videos like this.